Hello everyone, my name is Mark Ares Holoshenko, and today I'm here to talk about last news around MOUZ and their player David Frozen Chernarski, who decided to sign a new contract with a German organization MOUZ. David Frozen Chernarski is here to stay long term. Since March 2019, Frozen is a regular starter for the MOUZ CSGO team, and he will continue his journey at MOUZ by signing a multi-year agreement. The Slovakian joined MOUZ 3 years ago as a young prodigy and emerged as one of the stars in Counter-Strike. A little bit about Frozen. People like from CSGO community firstly heard about him probably when he was 13. Now he's 19. It's like 6 years ago. He qualified for FPL, the most famous Faceit hub with all pro players in Europe, in North America as well, and he played in the beginning of his career. He's played in local teams like Extatus, but until 16 he could not play like in a competitive scene. So he just like played FPL, some qualifiers, some LAN tournaments, in Slovakia, in Czech Republic. But then when he became 16, he joined MOUZ in March 2019, together with Kerrigan and Voxic. Another players in that roster were Robs and Chris J. In this lineup, MOUZ showed really good 2019. They won a couple of tier 1 tournaments. They was, if I don't mind, like in top 5 teams in the world. But when pandemic started, they received some problems in a team. Firstly, Voxic left the team. Then Kerrigan went to FaZe Clan. So yeah, they had the problems in their roster, like last 2 years in 2020 and 2021. And before start of this season, the main player, Robs, Estonian famous player, he left the team and joined FaZe Clan after 4 years in MOUZ. Like all these 4 years, I remember when Robs joined the team, he was like 17. He also like firstly well known as a FPL player. Ukrainian coach Lamabot found him in this hub, invited him to MOUZ Sports, and like in this team, Robs became a superstar. The same like history with the Frozen, also player from FPL, invited in a first like a serious team, tier 1 team MOUZ, showed really good results, but like all these 3 years alongside with the Robs, Frozen like was in his shadow, in Rob's shadow, so he was not the main player, first player, franchise of this organization. Like in 2019, like firstly on first place like in the team was Robs, then Voxic, and on the third only Frozen. When Voxic left the team, Frozen probably was like the second option of the team, but Robs stayed like the first franchise player. When Robs led the team, MOUZ needed to find like the new franchise player around this player. They should to create rosters in the future, and they decided to choose Frozen. I think it's like logical because he's a young, only 19, and he's still good. Like each year he became better and better. So I think MOUZ did a really good choice. Like mm, choosing Frozen as a franchise player. What does it mean, franchise player? Franchise player, it's like a player who boasts like a best player in the team, and around this player, team will build in now and in future. So like Frozen signed a multi-year agreement. How MOUZ said in the announcement, I think like it probably, for my opinion, 3 years minimum. Now, like we saw, Glaive signed a contract for 4 years. Xipnix for 3, if I don't mind. So like yeah, MOUZ want to create like the new the new ropes, and they choose Frozen. Now, MOUZ roster looks like NBK, Dexter, Frozen, Torshi, and Bimos. If we talk about firepower of this team, of course Frozen is the first option. The second probably will be Torshi, the main sniper of the team. The third will be Bimos, and then like in the end of the team, in the end of the scoreboard, are located NBK and Dexter. About this roster, like many people in community argued about it. Like they don't like this lineup because NBK, yes, NBK great player, 2 major winners, but he missed last season. He did not play like a year in competitive, on competitive scene, and we don't know what we can expect from him in this year. Dexter, IGL of this team, like he played almost his career in his region, Oceania, in Renegades. In the end, in the beginning of the last year, he relocated to Europe, joined MOUZ, but like he did not show something special. So like about him, a lot of arguments. People like don't like that MOUZ decided to not kick him, or like to not remove him. About Bimos, also young player from VPL, he had a 3 months real period in phase. Then he joined MOUZ when Voxic left the team, and like the problem of MOUZ, like in 2020 and 2021, that they did not have a good sniper. When Voxic left the team, they took Bimos, but Bimos did not play with OP. Plus, Chris J is like Chris J played with OP, but he's like better than second OP in the team, not like the main. Then when Kerrigan left the team, they took Dexter and they took Aker. Aker showed good results in Danish teams, but when he relocated to English speaking team, he started to play worse than before, and like logically he was benched. Now they took from academy roster Torshi, and I think it's a good option. He showed really good results on Vplay Academy League in both seasons. MOUZ NXT won 2 LAN tournaments. Torshi was a main star of this team. But now I think that like MOUZ did not want to give them this role. They give this role Frozen because Frozen spent 3 years in tier 1 scene. Torshi did not have such of experience like Frozen in tier 1 teams, and tier 1 competitions events. So like yeah, Torshi will be, for my opinion, the second option in this team, like second firepower of this team. What I expect from MOUZ, honestly, nothing special. I think that we will see changes in this roster. For my opinion, Dexter will be removed from this roster in a couple of months, and for my opinion, the best way to take someone from MOUZ NXT, the academy roster of MOUZ, I probably think that it will be Syuhi, who is IGL in academy team, and probably like with the Cyclone, the coach of MOUZ, plus Torshi, Syuhi will be like a young IGL who previously had a like solid solid experience in tier 1 teams, in tier 1 competitions, and then like his next step, it's a tier 1, the main roster of MOUZ. So like I expected that Syuhi will join the team in a couple of months, and the roster will be like NBK, Syuhi, Frozen, Bimos, and Torshi. I think like it's in this lineup, MOUZ can show like good results. Top 15, I think, of HLTV ranking, something like that. So yes, what in conclusion, I want to repeat my thought that Frozen now is a franchise player of MOUZ for like 2-3 years. Around him will be built all rosters in the future. Like he will be removed. Honestly, if he will want in the future like to leave the team, or like to relocate it to another team, or he will receive a good good invite like to another team like FaZe Clan, for example, or another like English speaking team like G2, something like that. Probably yes, he will leave the MOUZ, but now for these 3 years, 2-3 years, I mean, Frozen will be the main player of the team franchise, and people and MOUZ will create like a new ropes on his base. So yes, it was a video about Frozen, about his future in MOUZ. Don't hesitate to follow my socials, to follow my channel. It honestly motivates me to create new videos each day and try to make content better, in better quality. So thanks for the watching. Good luck.